the latest episode of Reseller Lads. Today we're broadcasting to you live, not just from Wrexham, not just from Stockport, but also from Spain. George is so committed to all of us. He's joined us from his holiday villa.
Hello.
We'll just wait for a few people to come in before we get started with introductions. Looks like we've got Lisa, we've got Carby, Chris here on the stream. We've got Aid, we've got Richard, we've got Jay. Hi, folks, and welcome. So today's topic, we're going to talk about Hightown Heron. Today's topic, we're going to talk about some of our biggest fails and failures we've experienced in reselling, and how we, hi Donna, and how we, hi Double Karma, and how we've overcome them. Now, there will be a couple of other lads that will be joining us. We're restricted to a maximum of 6 on this new stream. Google Hangouts on, so we're now, hi George, so we're now using the StreamYard program, but it's great because it means you get to see all of us on screen at the same time, and we can put your questions up on the screen so everyone can see them. So let's just introduce who we've got on our panel tonight. We'll start off in the order that appear on my screen. So we'll start with George.
Hi everyone, I'm George Ross, Retro Reselling. Yep, currently in Spain. A bit of a nightmare getting here if you didn't follow my Instagram or whatever. Basically sitting on the EasyJet plane, ready to go. They told us to get off. There's a problem with the plane, the fuel pumps, and they cancelled. Monday the next day, whenever that was. We took train, plane, taxi, bus, boat, another boat. Took 15 hours to get to Spain, but we're here now, and it's good.
Did you feel like you were in the plot of a B movie? Trains, planes, boats, and automobiles, the sequel.
I'm still shattered. The girls enjoyed it more actually. That, like, all the different trips and stuff. But it's good. It's good.
Fair enough. Great. So thanks for joining us, George, all the way from Spain in the hopefully what is brilliant. Well, it looks absolutely gorgeous where you are. I saw some of the photos. I've rejoined Instagram. I saw some of the, actually saw them on my Facebook anyway, but I've seen some of the pictures on their Instagram as well. It looks absolutely amazing. Wish I was there, but unfortunately my plane got cancelled.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be asked doing a 15. And also with us, we've got Carby Chris from the YouTube channel Cookie in the Haydens.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, I'm in exotic Stockport, so I don't get much better than this, to be honest with you. I'd rather have Stockport than Spain any day.
That's just a clear lie.
Yeah, so my YouTube channel's Cookie in the Haydens, so if you want to go and have a look at that, if you're not already on there, that'd be great.
I will put some links into people's channels below afterwards. I can't do it pre-stream because then it doesn't let me start the stream for some reason. That is the one thing on StreamYard that I haven't been able to work out how to get around yet.
You can
sure
do it.
Will. You can do it, can you? Can you? Because it goes down the page fold and I can't get it back up. I can't get it up, basically. That's the story of my life. 2 minutes in, the innuendo's already started. Looks like we've got Andy Robinson in with us as well. Bex, Christos. Hi, and Georgina. Hi, Georgina. So, yeah, we will have a couple of others joining us as well. Hopefully, Derek will be with us. We have invited Matt from the other Retro Reselling channel to come join us as well. So he may pop on shortly. He's just working out how to use the new software. Who wants to start first?
Go on, Chris.
What we're doing here?
So we're talking about, today's subject is about, and it can be in turn, some of the biggest fails we've had in reselling, but also the lessons that we've learned from those reselling and how they've basically helped improve us as a reseller.
So fails as in like items we've bought, basically.
So it could be items we've bought. It could be decisions we've made in terms of, I don't know, packing stuff. But, it could be anything, basically anything reselling related.
All right. I'll start off with one particular fail, which is these things. Yeah. Hats do not suit me. Well, you have, but I've not recouped my 180 quid or whatever just yet. So I've got to buy a few more. Yeah, I bought a load of these thinking they were going to be like a real good seller, because they're actually quite unusual sort of promo caps. But I bought a job lot of them, and they're just not shifting at all. I've dropped the price right down to like £5-6 now. So yeah, they're not going. But yeah, that was a fail. Thank you. Just got a brew here, so thank you, Bargain Bell.
And what has that taught you?
It's just one of them things, really. You win some, you lose some. I don't think it's taught me very much, really, because you could say, well, don't be so quick off the trigger when you see these things. Have a think about it more. But then if you think about it, you sometimes lose out, especially places like Marketplace. You think about it on Marketplace and then it's gone. So
yeah,
you just got to make a decision, and you live and die by whatever decisions you make. Sometimes you win, you lose.
Maybe the lesson is don't be afraid to take risks. Sometimes they pan out, sometimes they don't.
And who's to say? Because I might end up bundling these up myself anyway. So who's to say that they're not going to go as bundles in the end?
You could just sell into another reseller. Although, to be fair, you have just told the reselling community that they're a bad buy. So maybe we need to find one who doesn't watch this channel.
I've got another fail for you.
Go on.
Right. Do you remember ages ago, I did a video on this lot of ephemera that I picked up?
Yes, I remember you using that word.
Yeah. This stuff. These are like albums that I got that were handmade from people's trips in the 80s and 90s to Florida, Universal Studios and stuff. And it's actually got a lot of original sort of leaflets and brochures. There was some Disney dollars and stuff in there. Hi, Matt. And I paid £10 each for these, and I bought 10 of them. And I sold, I think, one at like 30 quid, and then the rest I'm having to. I've resorted to putting them on auctions, but I'm just starting them at £9.99, and I've sold two so far at £9.99. So I'm just going to get my money back on them.
At least some money is coming back for it, because that's always the worry, isn't it?
Yeah.
You spend
really do well then.
I don't know what's happening to George. He seems to be on a walkabout on his villa.
I'm still here, just in darkness.
Matt, that's all right. We'll welcome Matt. Hi, Matt. Welcome to your first ever episode of Reseller Lads.
Yeah. Thank you.
Matt is from the Retro Reselling channel. I'm not saying who went first in terms of naming their channel. I'm not entering that debate.
No.
But yeah, Matt is a new addition to Reseller Lads. So if you want to introduce yourself to the YouTube crowd.
Yep, my name's Matt. I'm a part-time eBay reseller. Just entered Amazon as well. So my first week in Amazon. Nice and slow and steady, but yeah. And I'm also a toy collector as well.
Fantastic. And is that something that you focus on in terms of your reselling as well, Matt?
The toy collecting, yeah.
Yeah, is that a niche that you focus on, or do you have
Yeah. It first started, my parents had the loft done out, and then my mum gave me a phone call. She said, you need to get down here, you've got a lot of stuff. So I went down, found all the toys I got from a kid. My brother found all his Star Wars figures, sold them off. Started to see how much they were selling online, and thought, you know what, I'm going to sell these, I'm going to make a profit. So I kept them at my house for a few months, and I started looking through some of them, and I thought, I just can't get rid of them, I can't sell them. So then the addiction started. I just started adding to it, using what knowledge I've got with the figures to my advantage. So trying to buy like big hauls, keeping what I want to keep, selling on. Yeah, and then I started going to car boots just in my mind, just like I've got to pick up action figures and that's it. and so many wasted trips coming home with nothing. I thought I need to start picking more and more things up. So did what everybody else did, followed YouTubers, picking up tips, and was amazed really of what profit you can make in certain things. So yeah, still picking up tips all the time. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing as well, picking up but also giving them out. I've certainly had a few good tips from watching your videos as well, Matt, that have made me some good money. So you know, and I always say it doesn't matter how much experience you've got or haven't got in this reselling game, you can still learn something from everyone. Or how much experience you've got doing YouTube, even, you know, there's still a lot that can be learned there. I've learned a lot from people who are in the chat at a minute, such as Bex and Peter Ray and various others. So, you know, there is a lot of knowledge to be gained out there. Looks like George is stabilized. He's probably missed some of my fantastic jokes about YouTube. Yeah, we're receiving you.
Right. I found a good quiet place now. Hey, Matt. Excellent. You right?
Yeah. Good, George.
Cool.
So the subject for conversation. Sorry, just repeat that.
Whose turn is it? So I missed half the chat so far.
That's all right. I was just briefing Matt on. I was just about to say to Matt what our subject of choice is for today. Today, Matt, we're going through our big reselling. It might be sourcing. It might be something else. It might be following this YouTube channel. Who knows? Some of the biggest fails that we've had in reselling, and the lessons that we've learned from those, and how they've helped improve us as a reseller. And then we'll open it up to a Q&A as well from the chat as well, because I think we've got a few people watching us. So I'm sure if they've got any questions, they'll pop that in the chat. Just say question if you have, and I can bring it up on screen as well, because we have the technology now. But yeah, we were just about to hit George, not literally, of course.
Okay, so from talking about thinking, one that I can think of is probably wrapping. Obviously, I'm not scared to wrap most things now, but when I very, very first started, I was quite probably lazy when it came to wrapping. And one that stands out is probably like a Beswick horse, that ceramic horse. And I sort of, the only box I had was like a Shreddies box, like a cereal box. Wrap a bit of a newspaper, stick it in a cereal box, and I thought it'd get there all right, and obviously it didn't. Yeah, I've got all sorts of things now. Like I've got polystyrene sheets, big bubble wrap. Trying to think what else.
You've got murder knives that you can kill people with.
Yeah, murder knife. Still haven't cut myself yet. Probably the other thing was at auctions, because I've done quite a lot at auctions. It's when someone's bidding against you and they seem to keep bidding against you, sort of letting that get you, and then you pay too much for things. And to battle that, I hardly ever go to auctions now. I went live last week, I think it was, but I just leave bids. So I leave my maximum bid, what I'm comfortable at. And that sort of battles that. Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's what I can think.
So I guess then your biggest lesson there is about taking time and investing in quality packaging is definitely the way forward. Because I've been there myself, where I've just thought,
send stuff that you're not happy to, like, basically chuck across the room or kick, like Zahir says.
Yeah.
Sort of, if you parcel, then don't send it out, basically.
Sage words there from Mr. Ross. And as
George.
Hello,
George. You buy quite high ticket items, don't you? Yeah. So have you ever bought anything quite expensive that's been a real fail?
Apart from a dinosaur leg.
Yeah, that came to mind. High ticket item.
Or are you just
remembered one? I forgot what it's called, but it was like a 1920s. It's like a big clock, and there's a ship inside, and it sort of swayed. But I think I had to change a bulb because there was a bulb, so you could see this ship thing. Basically, I put the wrong bulb in and blew it all up. So I think I paid 200 for it. It was going to be worth near 800. I blew it up, but I still got like 400, so I still made profit. But yeah, they burnt the house down. That's the only comes to mind.
Always check your electricals.
Yeah. And actually, as I left, well, what was it? No, the day before we left for Spain, I've got a current issue with the orange juicing machine, £800 item. Little scammers trying to say unauthorized payment, but that's ongoing. But it should be all good. That's the only other thing to worry about with expensive items.
Yeah, I think always have your tracking if you're sending something out. I mean, I know I've spoken to Zahir about this before. He's currently playing Fortnite, so he tells me. He doesn't insure his goods when he sends them out as such, above the basic what you get for free. I can't bring myself to do that. If I'm sending something out that's 100 or 200 quid, I'll still pay the extra £1 or £2, whatever it is, to get it fully insured. I shipped out a couple of PlayStation games the other day, and I used the same service you did for Beaster, George, the Royal Mail. Yeah, 500 quid cover, and it all got there fine. And I just had the peace of mind of knowing that if anything went wrong, I haven't hopefully lost that money.
Yeah.
I always pay the extra.
It's peace of mind, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think for me, with my anxiety, peace of mind is a thing I rarely come across. So I'm happy to have it these days.
You know, when you sent something out with Royal Mail, like you sent the was that the PS1 games, the expensive games?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Even if it's a small item like that and it's with Royal Mail, did it go through Parcel Force or was it just Royal Mail?
No, it went Royal Mail. That did.
Yeah.
Parcel Force.
Because the most expensive thing I sent out was my own. It was an Xbox console, but it was an Xbox Elite, and I think I sold it for about $350, and I sent it with Parcel Force. But that's the most expensive item I sent out, and I was absolutely bricking it. You know, worried that something was going to happen to it. Then about 2 days later, I got a really nice email off the guy saying he received it, everything's perfect. So, yeah, the worry was gone.
And Aid is saying he sent an international order today on track for around £80. Doesn't bother me now. I mean, there is the argument that if you're selling thousands of pounds worth of items, then actually it's costing you more to insure it than your losses. And a lot of companies therefore don't bother covering against their losses as a result. But I don't know, for me, a couple £100, still a lot of money at the minute. So can't afford to let that go.
Most of the time when I'm setting the postage price, I include the price of insuring it. If I can't, I kind of get it in my mind what it's going to be. So, you know, if it's something I know is going to cost £3, but it's worth 50, then I'll charge a £5 postage to cover the extra bit of insurance, and then it don't come out of my pocket anyway.
I do the same. I've got a crystal that I've charged 15 quid postage on, even though it'll probably cost a lot less to ship it, but it's a high value item. So I don't even know if it'll be covered by insurance, to be honest, with what it is. But it's a crystal clock. Can't even remember the name of it, like a proper one that's, you know, made out of actual crystal. Not that they paid for it anyway, so it's not going anywhere at the minute, but
I don't think it'll be covered.
I
think it'll be covered by anyone.
Yeah, I think you can get it covered for loss, as in if they lose it, but if they break it, you're screwed.
Is that with Royal Mail?
Yeah, basically. So
because Hermes, if you lose something that's like pottery or breakable like that,
I don't cover it there.
It won't cover the loss, even though they admit it's lost, because they'll say, well, it's on their prohibited items list, so you don't get nothing.
Yeah, that's really. I've had that before. It's really annoying, and they've lost something. Yeah. They claimed that what I'd sent was food. It was some supplements that I'd sent out, and they lost it. It cost me about £1, but I'd sold it for 20 quid, and they wouldn't cover it. So I was out of pocket on that one.
Yeah.
And it was like, because I said, oh, it's food. And it's like, well, I said, I'll tell you what, if you can sit down and have a meal from that, I'll be mightily impressed. But no, wouldn't have it.
No, they won't.
All right, looks like we've got a few more people come in. Hi, Jesse. Hi, James. Yeah, decent camera and lighting. Hi, Rufy. Uniquely me. Hello. Tea Cakes is with us as well. Hi. For those of us who just joined, we're talking about some of our biggest fails in reselling and sorry, I'm laughing at James. Our biggest fails in reselling and the lessons we've learned from it. And so far, we've covered investing big in stock and it not paying out, but still not being afraid to take that risk. We've talked about investing in decent quality packaging. We've also talked about not breaking things before we send them out. I thought, George, honestly, I thought you'd talk about your love of home bargain boxes, to be honest.
Yeah. Right, Andrew. How do you pop up the chat? Because I can't see any chat at all. I'm just on my phone, so I can't see anything else.
All right.
If you could pop up,
if you go on,
comment every now and then.
Or if you go on to the,
can I?
Yeah, you'd have to go onto the YouTube itself, though.
Okay.
And join the chat that way. Because you're on your phone, I don't know how to do it. Oh, we've got private chat, have we? Oh, I haven't even paid attention to that. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been on the other end of one of these yet, or if I haven't paid attention.
I see private chat. It's like that for enough.
There is no smoke and mirrors here, Peter. This is proper lighting, proper webcam, proper internet connection. This is a professional operation now. It's getting abused by my own subscribers again. So, Matt.
Yeah.
Welcome. What's been your biggest fail so far? Go on. Don't be afraid to share.
I haven't really got a biggest fail. I'm going to show you one item now, which I bought a couple of weeks ago. This might end up being a fail for me, but I bought 60 of these.
What are they? Go on.
Yeah, it is a Nike lightweight armband, you know, for when you're jogging and you stick your phone.
Oh, yeah.
And I bought 60 of these because there was a guy selling them at the car boot. The pink ones were in a box. He'd got some black ones out and some other bits and bobs. And I saw these and I thought, those are going to be good. I'm going to buy the lot. He wanted £1 each for them. I offered him 50p for 60 of them, and he accepted. I had a quick little look on eBay, and one of them sold for £7.99. So in my head, I'm thinking I'm going to make like 480, 500 quid on these. And I haven't sold one yet. So these can end up being my fail. But apart from that,
they could sell well when everyone post Christmas, when everyone's feeling that they need to exercise more. Because I sold a shed load of exercise equipment in January, stuff like that, armbands and whatever.
Yeah.
I just can't see that you're going to fail on them at 50p each.
Yeah. Apart from that, the only one fail I think I did when I first started reselling, I bought like a box of books, you know, the series of unfortunate events.
Oh, yeah.
And I think there was 13 in there. I made a profit on the sale, but I underestimated the postage.
Yeah, you've taken one of mine.
Yeah, so I think I'm quite lucky. I don't really take haven't really taken high risks.
Yeah.
Matt, those armbands, can you send them to Amazon?
I can, but I don't think the price is that good because this is I think this is an older model. There's quite a few new ones on there. So I think that's just an older model. But I've only just started Amazon like a week ago. So I'm just testing the water with it in the minute. I might send like 10 or 20 of them in and see how they do.
Might be worth it.
Yeah.
Profit's profit.
Mm.
And then you can just forget about them, can't you? Like if you send 30 up, you just forget about them and you sell. Even if they're selling at like £5 each, at least it's a few quid coming in.
Yeah, definitely.
So we've got a question from Thailand Heron. Any fails on items that you've just missed or not bought? I've definitely got one of these. The Alf plush, which I think I've mentioned before, haunted my dreams for weeks, months.
Have you seen mine, Andrew?
Let's not get into that again. They had an Alf plush for 99p in the charity shop, and I just literally paid for my stuff. My hands were full of bags. I thought, I can't be bothered picking it up now. I'll go and drop my stuff off at the car and come back for it. And that was a mistake because it just got grabbed straight away by somebody else. And I even offered them, I said, I'll give you a £5 for that. You just paid £1 for it. I'll give you a £5. No, £10. No, didn't want to sell it. And I just had real anxiety about missing out on that. I was beating myself up. I was like, I was new to reselling at the time. I was like, why didn't you just grab that? That could have been 40 quid in your pocket. Took me a long time to get over that. Long time. But I'm over it now. There were some Doc Martens at the car boot the other week, which probably would have been worth a bit of money, but I wasn't sure whether they were sort of real or not. So I left them, and I think looking back at it, there are two pairs. I think one pair was real and one pair was fake. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't pick them up, to be honest, because if one's definitely fake, there's a good chance the others might have been as well.
I think.
What made you think it was fake?
They just didn't. The quality just didn't seem to be quite there on the one pair. The leather just didn't seem to be, because I've had Doc Martens before. The leather wasn't as good. The stitching didn't quite seem as good. And you know, the sole with the they've got that air pocket in it, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It wasn't very bouncy, put it that way. But the other ones were better, more beat up. But I just thought, is there a chance these are fake as well? I was Googling how to look up fakes as well, and it wasn't passing the Google test. And then loads of other people looked at them and put them back. So I'm guessing I wasn't the only one who was suspicious of him. They did sell in the end, though.
I seem to always miss out on Facebook Marketplace buys, and constantly. I don't know how people get them so quick. Literally, I've had some where they've just listed it. It says listed 10 minutes ago or something. Message them, sorry, it's sold. It's like, Jesus, our people. I missed so many of them. I missed about 3 today.
I have the same with Spock. I've got like alerts set up with certain action figures and things like that. I've had the alert pop up on the phone, immediately gone on it. It's gone straight away.
Yeah, it's
I broke my duck though with Lego the other day though at the car boot. Or the other week. Every time I go to a car boot, always seem to miss out on Lego. See lots of people walking around with bags. Have a quick little look inside Lego. And I finally got some. I got like 4 sets the other day, and I've gone through 2 of them. 2 of them are complete. They're listed on eBay now. But there's another 2 I need to go through. So
you are gonna grow to hate Lego.
Yeah.
It just yeah. I used to do the Lego, but yeah, I only pick it up if it's sealed now, because I just can't be bothered sorting through it.
I can't be asked with it. I just cannot be asked, unless it, like you say, unless it's a box of a set that's pretty much closed and I know it's going to be there, then I won't bother with it. I just can't be bothered.
But it is good money. And a lot of people do make some really good money from it. I know Ben Fitzpatrick builds up the set and photographs them before he as well, so he gets proper top dollar for stuff as a result. But yeah, I know. It's weird because as a kid I used to love building Lego, And then I bought these Lego sets, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to build these. And then like there was a piece missing or whatever, and I was having to go on Bricklinks and order it, and I was just getting so annoyed. I just in the end, I just thought, I can't do this anymore.
Can you buy
that's just me. Sorry?
Can you buy missing pieces for sets?
Yeah. You can buy them off eBay or Bricklinks. I usually look to see which one was the cheapest and buy them off there. But yeah, you can look up the part numbers and whatever.
I didn't know you could do that.
You can type in, or certainly in Bricklinks, you can type in the Lego set number that it's from, and it'll tell you all the pieces that are in that particular set. And then you can select which one you're missing.
Right.
And then I used to look at that and go, right, okay. And I used to put those details into eBay and get it for 50p less.
Yeah.
But yeah, Martin's saying selling Lego is allowed me to buy his house. I think I remember having a conversation around that with Martin. He's got something like about 100 grand's worth of Lego or whatever that he's going through and selling. It's crazy stuff. How about you, George? Anything that you've missed out on that you've regretted?
It's mainly the same. Facebook and Spock. It, like any decent stuff goes straight away, so I don't really bother. And the other thing I could think about is eBay sniping. There's an app I use which is normally really good, like 99 times out of 100.
Yeah.
I think I can't remember what the item was. I can't remember. It was like a £200 item that was going for a tenner. I set up my snipe. But that day I had to refresh my account or something, and so my bid didn't go through, and it went for a tenner.
No.
so I can't remember. So it was something like I can't remember, but that was annoying. A few curse words there, and then any other times, basically at a boot sale, there's a nice vintage. What's the sport? Croquet. There's a nice vintage like French wooden set. That like 150. Someone picked it up in front of me for a £5 and walked off with it.
Wow. I've had that.
Yeah, I try and put them out of my mind. Yeah, that's the most painful one. The car boot ones, when it's there and then it's grabbed. Yeah. Yeah,
I know. I feel your pain. It gets you right here, and then you go to the next thing, and it's with me because I'm going after games. They've usually sent the kids in first to get a better price. So there's some kid underneath me going through the games. I can't really move them out of the way, to be fair. Not without getting arrested anyway. So if I were to answer the question, I think there was another one that came up in the chat actually just before we move on around valuing silver. Nikki had a question. She says she picked up 5 pairs of vintage sterling silver cufflinks today for a crazy price. Any advice on valuing them, please? Try Google and eBay. I'd take you into a specialist in your town, to be honest. Plenty of people will give you evaluations on silver. You take you into your jewelers or whatever.
I've got no clue on anything like that. That is way out of my remit.
Or the alternative is you could post it in some of the Facebook groups. I know we won't mention Facebook groups at the moment, given recent events, but there may be some people there. It's a shame. If Antiques Arena was there, I'm sad to see it go. Edward had to close his Facebook group. That would have been the perfect group to ask him, but unfortunately that's not there anymore. But certainly we're trying some of the other Facebook groups, but there are also a lot of specialists, a lot of dealers in any big town that you should be able to take it into and get a price from. Might not necessarily be the best price because they'll give you a price they're going to give you for it, but do values like George is going to do with his wristwatches, I'm sure. Did I spot one of the Ross kids?
Sister, you got spotted now.
Oh.
Might as well say hi.
Hello.
Hi.
George, you never told me you had such a beautiful sister.
Guess she's taken Andrew.
The
boyfriend.
Is he? I George's sister's boyfriend. You've got brilliant taste.
Awkward.
Oh, was it? And then I forgot. And I got out the call and I was like, oh, no.
Honey, welcome to the chat. Right, okay. Where were we? So yeah, hopefully that's been helpful for Nikki. In terms of my biggest failures, well, in terms of my failures in general, there's been quite a few. So I did the thing at first of when I first started reselling, not really understanding eBay fees and not really understanding postage costs as well. So I was selling stuff and I was like, I'm not making much money here, but it's because I didn't understand that there were PayPal fees coming off as well, and I didn't really know how much stuff cost to send, like at all. So definitely recommend knowing your postage costs before you send stuff, which does come with time, and understanding your eBay fees. I always just knock about, if I'm working out a profit now, I'll knock about 20 to 25% off it, and that'll generally give me, plus the cost of the item, and then that'll generally give me my profit figure. And when I first started doing retail arbitrage, I sort of had a similar problem where I wasn't really working out my profit properly. So I was picking up stuff and it was selling for like 50p or £1 profit, because I was seeing something for a £5 and it's like, oh, that's gone for 12 quid on eBay. I'll pick that up. When you're taking your shipping off and you're taking your fees, etc. off, you're literally getting 50p or £1. It's not really worth the time. So certainly what I've learned from that is to source better. If I'm picking up something now for a £5, I want it to sell for at least 20 quid really, unless it's a game that's going to go in a jiffy bag. So that's probably my sort of main area of failure when I first started, is just not working out or understanding those costs. And I used to just get all my packaging off Amazon as well and get whatever came up first, which really wasn't the cheapest way. And I've found now that you can get like the same stuff on eBay for cheaper. So that's what I do. It's having that knowledge of costs. Oh, and I was really rubbish at keeping my accounts and my books, etc. But now I've got QuickBooks, so I've learned just to sort of delegate that responsibility. How do you source better, Rebecca? Basically, it's having that knowledge of what you're going to sell something for when you buy it. So having that maximum price in your head that you can pay for it. It gets easier once you know what sells as well. So, you know, for me at the minute, I'm selling a lot of games because the turnaround time on those is I'll list it, it's gone within 2 or 3 days. Other stuff, I know a lot of people say look at Souls and see what prices you can get in there, and that's great, but it doesn't tell you how long that person's had that item for. They could have had that listed for 6 months to a year before they got that price. So I think the other thing as well is not to be afraid to sometimes get something out and get the money back for it and reinvest. Yeah, a lot of charity shops are selling things at eBay prices as well. So I'm also finding, in terms of sourcing, that car boots far wipe the floor with charity shops these days. To be honest, now I'll go to charity shops if I'm out doing something else anyway. I'll get most of my stock from the car boots, and I'll get some RA stuff as well. Not because the profit's so great in it, but because it's new stuff that tends to sort of constantly churn out. So yeah, there you go.
Andrew, do you ever think about not doing free shipping?
I don't do free shipping on everything, but I do on the stuff where most of the competition is. So games, for example, I'd always do free shipping on. If it's 20 quid or more, unless it's clothing, I do tend to put the shipping on. on top of it, because I think that the people are less lulled by that. But if it's a low value item, I whack the shipping on. But then a lot of the things I sell go abroad anyway. So because I put the full price of the international shipping on, and they're paying the full price of what the item is, plus the adjusted price I added to it for the UK shipping costs, I'm actually getting better money as a result. Because I found when I started for the low value items, particularly games, putting them on it, say £2.99 plus £1.50 shipping, I wasn't making as much profit because a lot of them were going abroad and they were paid, and they would have paid an extra couple of quid. So I think it depends what market you're selling to as well, to be honest.
Have you ever had, Andrew, any of the discs cleaned on games? The reason why I ask is because I've probably bought about 30 PS1 games, like quite good titles, and I'm struggling to sell them now. I've probably got about 10 left and really struggling to sell them, and I think it's down to that they've got scratches, and I've got to put that in the description, but I didn't know.
To be honest, I've never had them cleaned, but that's because I just tend to pick up ones that don't need it, if that makes sense. But I'm quite lucky with my supplier in that he lets me cherry pick the games he's got and everything. I've rejected games for being too scratched before out in the field, so to speak, out the car boot and whatever. But he's stopping selling the games now. I think he's going into semi-retirement, so I'm going to have to source more in the wild. So one of the things we're going to do is get a disc cleaning machine. That then it just literally doesn't matter how scratched they are, because if you think about it, you pick up some of those PS1 games, they can be really good money.
Yeah.
You bring a few back up to sort of decent condition, it's paid for itself in no time. So I'm just putting the funds together for that, but I'm also trying to start Amazon FBA at the minute, so my funds are stretched. But yeah, there is other stuff you can do. You can get stuff in B&M, I think, disc repair kits and stuff.
What's the cheapest disc repair company out there? Does anyone send them off? Because you can send them off bulk to companies, can't you?
Yeah, there's some advertised on eBay for about £1, I think, or £1.50, something like that. From whether they're any good or not, I don't know. I mean, you can take it into CEX and get it done there, but I don't know how much they charge.
Yeah, Asda used to do it once. I think they only charge like £1 a disc, Asda, but then they stopped doing it. But
some of the independent game stores do it as well, if you've got any near you, because they have the disc cleaners anyway for cleaning the stuff they sell. Sometimes you have a word with them, give them a £5, they'll clean a few discs. But I used to do that before I was reselling with my own discs. But yeah, I'm just going to get a disc cleaner. I
started buying more PS2 games, but what I'm finding with PS2 games is they're so bloody scratched. It's ridiculous. In a few charity shops today, and they had some decent PS2 games, but every single one of them was wrecked. It's really annoying.
Unless you've got a disc cleaning machine, like I will have soon.
Yeah.
Because I am.
How much are they?
Well, the one I'm going to get is about 160, 170 quid. If you get like the commercial grade ones, they're about, I think the cheapest one I've seen is about 450 quid. I think Derek is joining us, hopefully. Hi, Derek, are you there? Okay. Derek is kind of there, but kind of not.
It's a bit spooky, that.
I wonder if I can just... What can I do with this screen? I probably shouldn't play. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, I need a question. I was going to say, I've got to go now, so I'll leave you.
Okay. No worries. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of Spain. Don't forget to subscribe to George Ross Reselling on YouTube.
Enjoy your holiday, mate.
See you, George. Cheers.
Give your best to your sister and your wife and any other lovely ladies there.
Yeah.
All right. So the little swirly circle in the corner is Derek. When he comes on properly, we'll introduce Derek to everyone. looks like he's on for the last quarter of an hour, so he should just give us his fails before we wrap up. But in the meantime, if there's any questions in the chat for any of the surviving panel, those who are still in the UK, we're more than happy to field any questions you've got. It can be about reselling, life in general, my recent return to Instagram. Don't ask me about UK Reselling Group. Oh, we've lost Derek. Derek's gone. Never mind. That was Derek's faiths that you briefly saw there. Derek Tap Peddler. He may be back in a few minutes. He may not be. Who knows? When I come over to Yorkshire, I'm not sure, Ian, actually, where my next visit is. I know I'm in Manchester on Friday. I think that's the closest I'm going to be for a while, actually, because work's just crazy at the moment. Do you sell more on Amazon or eBay? I don't sell on Amazon yet at the moment at all, but oh, thanks, Ashley P. Very kind of you to say. I don't sell on Amazon at all at the moment. I'm about to hopefully start my Amazon journey in the next week or two. When you guys signed up for Amazon, did you have to provide any photo ID?
No.
That's all right. I've lost my driving license. I was worried I'd need it. Yeah, sorry, I've not put the question on screen. The chat went a little mad. So I've missed it. James wants to know when the next meetup is. I think Peter Ray's are organising a meetup in Epsom. If Peter's still in the chat, Peter. So yeah, sorry, Rebecca had a question. Do you sell more on Amazon or eBay? I'm 100%. Well, I'm 95% Amazon. eBay, 5% Facebook at the minute. How about you guys?
Go on, Matt.
I'd probably say about 60-70% eBay. I do sell to quite a lot of collectors on Facebook pages and that. So whenever I get like a bunch of figures, which is it's not that very often lately, I send them to people who like I've got collectors who collect G.I. Joe or He-Man or things like that, and I just send them pictures, see if they want them, and yeah, I sell like that. So selling on Spock, I was probably selling on Spock quite a lot until the last couple of months. But the thing is with Spock, you get a lot of time wasters on there. Yeah. So many time wasters. I've waited in so many times for people to turn up, and yeah.
Do you find that the Facebook groups are better to sell in than the Facebook marketplace? Because I find I get a lot less time wasters in the groups.
Some of the Facebook groups I've joined, there's no messing about. If you start to mess about, you're booted. You're out there. It's no return. So you do get the occasional. It's not happened to me, so like touch wood, it hasn't happened to me yet. But a few people have been scammed on there. But it is quite safe, to be fair.
And how about you? Sorry, Matt.
If a certain person contacts me and they're like, I've seen the pictures of the figures, whatever, can you get me a price or whatnot? I usually just message some of the admins and I say, like, I've never spoken to this guy before. Do you know who he is? And then, they can recommend or not. So, good tip. And also as well, if you like, there's a lot of people that want to trade. There's certain people that collect a certain line of figure and certain people that collect another. And if you've got like a trusted admin on there, you can both send your items into him, and then he'll send them out. So it's quite good like that, yeah. And a few other people help out as well. I think there was a guy down London way wanted to sell some figures. Somebody up Birmingham way wanted to buy them, couldn't get down there. So I think the guy lived about 10 minutes away, picked them up and sent them to the other guy. So there's a lot of helpful people on there as well.
Nice. Okay, and Chris?
I am mostly eBay, but I do Amazon FBA as well. But at the moment, I'm averaging one sale a day on Amazon. So I'm doing about 30 a month. I just downgraded my subscription to Amazon actually to do the pay-as-you-go version because it's only really worth it if you're doing 35 or more sales a month. So I'm on averaging about 1 a day. So unless that picks up towards Christmas, then I'll resubscribe. But for now, I'm going to do pay as you go. But I don't do much on Facebook just because of the time wasters. Although I have sold some stuff on some of the Disney groups. Sold some bits through there, which was quite good. I posted a load of them Vinylmations on that I had, the little figures, and it went a bit crazy for about an hour. People messaging me constantly, asking for prices, photographs. Whoops. Oh, Andrew. That's
I'm not
one.
going to say it. That's taking this challenge seriously. Yeah,
majority eBay. I don't know how you're going to find it, Matt, but and Andrew actually. I find eBay a lot more user friendly.
Oh yeah.
The whole platform feels easier to use, a lot more personal. You feel like you're dealing with a company where there's people on the end of it who are willing to try and help you. Where Amazon, they just don't give a damn, to be honest.
I've only I set up as an individual seller just to test the water with it. I had like a bunch of books that I'd picked up from the charity shop because I thought books is an easy way to start. Probably sent about 10 books in, haven't sold no books yet. And the rest is just like retail arbitrage. I've probably sold about 8 items already, something like that. But yeah, just getting used to it, and the whole interface and that, it's just total different to eBay. So
I do find it hard to navigate.
Sounds like I'm going to have a lot of fun. I'll come on to that next week. We had quite a few questions come in, so I'm just going to scroll back. It's an interesting question from Nikki. Just before we get to that, Jeff had a question. Hi, Jeff. Sorry, I don't think it's low. Guys, are you starting to do fulfilled by Amazon, or are you going with merchant fulfilled? I'm planning to do FBA, but if I have stuff that's a lower rank, but a better price on Amazon, I may do some FBM as well, some fulfilled by merchant. And that's a plan at the minute because I'm not doing it. How about you, Chris?
I've got a few things on FBM, but I've not sold a single thing through that route yet. I've got quite a few figures and stuff, and the reason I went FBM was because I've got the multi-listed in other places. So obviously, if you use FBA, that's it. Your item's gone, so you can't really have it listed anywhere else. You've got to rely on the one place. So I've got a few things, but no. The reason I went FBA was the idea behind it was to try and free up some space and get some additional sales without having to do much work or thinking about it, basically.
Yeah, I'm just going to stick to FBA at the minute. The one thing that I did, this was a mistake that I did. I got a few boxes in one of the rooms in my house, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to start picking up some figures and things like that. Some RA, stick them in the boxes, wait till I get a couple of boxes full, and then send them off.
Never wait.
Yeah. And then I waited a few days, the price had just dropped drastically, and I managed to get rid of them another way. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to pick something up, you've got to send it as soon as you can.
I think that's the thing with RA. There's two approaches. I always say there's be the first to market because then you'll command the price.
Yeah,
but other people will soon catch up. They'll spot the same deal.
Yeah.
Orders outweigh the market. So price at the price that you want. This is just on eBay, obviously different Amazon, but price at the price that you want, and wait for everyone else to sell out. I usually do that. I don't mind sitting on stock for a few months and getting the price I want for it, and that works for me. And sometimes you still get the occasional sale trickle through that way as well. I had some friends' mugs. People were selling for about £6-7. I was £12.99 for every mug. I sold about 20 of them at £12.99. They cost £2 each, so it was a good profit. But I had to wait 6 months before I sold the last one. In fact, I might still have one left actually.
That's what I was before. First time I picked up some RA was some Spider-Man figures. probably about 18 months ago. Picked them up. I went in the shop, spent about 120 quid on figures. I got some spare cash at the time. I thought I'm going to sit on these figures for a bit. So had a look at how much they were selling for. There's probably only about £3-4 profit in it. Yeah. So I thought, no, I'm going to put them to the side. Wait till wait for the price to get better. I think I waited about, like you just said, probably about 6 months, and then I pulled them all on there, and I was fetching anything in between, say, $18.99, $24.99 per figure.
Nice.
So yeah, it's good if you can.
Yeah.
For eBay anyway.
Just need the storage to do it, and then remember to list at the right time. I had some Eric Killmonger figures, some Titan Hero figures that I picked up in Debenhams in the 70% off sale for $3.75 a pack.
Yeah.
And I was flipping them for 20 quid each. No problem at all, which is more than they'd cost in the first place in the shops. But that was because I was prepared to wait until everyone else had sold out. Nikki asked a really interesting question. Does anyone regret getting into reselling?
Not really, no.
No, I don't think so. It was a hobby for me, so it's like turning your hobby into something that makes you a bit of money. So no, I don't really. I don't think I regret it. No.
I've just realised I'm not actually on the right camera here. I'm on the integrated camera. Hang on. There you go. You've got me in high definition now.
HD.
Wow, fantastic. I do quite.
Andrew.
Sorry,
Andrew. Did you change your microphone to that camera as well? Because now you're out of sync.
Oh, am I? Hang on.
Do your microphone and your camera to the same one.
Yeah, it's all on the same one.
Yeah, you're a bit out there, but never mind.
Hang on.
Try and flip it to the other one then and see what happens.
How's that sound? Any better?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Go. The nature of anxiety is to regret sometimes, or depression is to regret sometimes the things you're doing. So I do have doubts. I do think, have I done the right thing? I look around the house and think I've got all this tat and stuff to deal with. But I think about what it's brought me. It's brought me to meet these two wonderful people here. It's brought me to be part of this community. It's helped me clear a lot of debt. So the benefits far outweigh the positives. It's just when you're up at like midnight packaging the next day orders and you really want to be in bed, that occasionally you think, is this the right thing? But yeah, I love it, to be honest. So I wouldn't change it.
Sometimes I regret waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning if I have a bad day at the bed. But that's about it.
Yeah, if you're walking around the boot and you're like, there's literally nothing here, and you're just like, I could be in bed asleep. But I'll just go to another boot. Rebecca asked if we're all full-time or part-time sellers. I'm part-time.
Part-time.
Yeah.
George, who was on before Rebecca, is a full-time seller. He's left us, and Derek, who tried to join us, is full-time as well. Nikki says, fulfilled by merchant asks a passport number, doesn't it? Don't know if it does, but I have got a passport, so I'm all right with that. It's just my driving license I've lost.
I can't remember, to be honest. It might have done.
Tat Doctor says, as DVDs and Blu-rays are worth peanuts, is it worth buying a disc cleaner just for games? Depends how many games you can source and you're looking to sell, I'd say.
Yeah.
If you're only picking up the occasional game, it's not worth it. If you're picking up 200-300 a month like I am, then it's worth it.
So Andrew, if you get this disc cleaner, so are you going to cut us a deal on if we send you discs?
Yeah.
It might fund your liquid then.
Yeah, I could do. Yeah, send me a disc, I'll clean them up, send it back. I can't, to be honest. I don't think I'll be as cheap as the companies on eBay though, because they can offer volume discounts, can't they?
That's the thing. How much is the liquids and the products for the machine?
It depends what you use as well. As I understand it, you can get sort of aftermarket ones, and you can even use car polish or cleaner for cheaper. So there's ways of doing it cheaper and still achieving the same result. To be honest, I need to research it a bit more, because when I buy my new one, it's going to have like X amount with it. So I haven't really looked into it at the minute.
Yeah.
Rebecca says, how many? I only have up 50 items at the moment. How many do you put up on eBay? I think I'm just over 800 listings at the moment.
You've gone up a lot.
Yeah, I had to put up a lot in July because I needed to raise a lot of cash quickly, and it worked.
Was this for your nights out drinking?
Pretty much, yeah.
You pissed it all up the wall.
Yeah, pretty much. I had to pay 400 odd quid to get the car serviced and MOT'd as well. So,
what was the question again, Andrew? It went off pretty quick. That
it was, how many do you put up on eBay? So I think basically Rebecca's asking how much have we got listed at the moment.
I think I've only got listed on eBay probably about 90, something like that. Not a lot, but I've probably got another 90 listings elsewhere on Facebook pages and groups. But yeah, I'm consistent.
I've got about 900 on eBay at the moment, and about 120 on Amazon FBA, and about another 30 on FBM.
Over 1,000, not bad at all.
Not bad, is it?
And Beck says, apart from your niche, what is your favourite thing to sell? If anyone says clothes, they can die.
I really enjoy, because the whole reason I started sort of selling online and stuff, reselling, was to find TV and movie related stuff. So I really enjoy finding anything, not like DVDs anymore and stuff. I don't do that anymore, but I just enjoy finding anything that's film related. So like nice figures, you know, bits of memorabilia and stuff like that. I just like picking that kind of stuff up. So I do sort of hone in on things like that. And I buy a lot of caps as well. I've probably got at least 100 caps listed and another 100 unlisted. Yeah.
I think apart from selling the figures and the toys, I like selling Walkmans and boom boxes and things like that. I like the look from the 80s of the Walkmans, you know, the big square look, and just like picking all those up. I managed to pick some Walkmans up the weekend, last weekend. Yeah, I just really like selling those.
I love selling clothes. No, I hate selling clothes. So my main niche now is gaming, selling games, but I like selling small electronics as well. I haven't ventured into the larger stuff that Matt was just referring to, like the bean boxes yet. I have got some to list. They're just waiting until I've got my shipping and preparation area sorted next week, and photography area before they get listed. But yeah, I like selling small electronics because there tends to be quite a good, decent profit margin in them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably the other thing. And Rebecca was asking a question which I think is about RA, saying, for example, there's Toy Story stuff in Aldi and sellers that's selling it, but they only purchase it from Aldi when someone buys it from them on eBay. I think she's talking about drop shipping. That doesn't work with Aldi.
God no. They have it in.
Yeah. It can work. So I do occasionally drop ship. I price my games quite high, for example, and then sometimes can't find them. So do occasionally buy stuff from other eBay sellers and send it to the recipient. That's the closest I come to doing drop shipping. Drop shipping, for those who don't know what it is where you don't hold the stock, somebody else has it, and you don't buy it from them until somebody makes an order from you. But it's risky if they run out of stock, so eBay doesn't really like it very much. They don't stop you from doing it, but they're not a fan.
I wouldn't do that like Aldi or even like one of the main stores like B&M or something. I wouldn't even risk it. I'd be having palpitations as to whether something would be in or something.
Yeah, the turnover
because then you've got if you haven't got it, then you've got to do I haven't got the item or whatever, or you've got to convince the person to say I don't want the item anymore. and then you're really in trouble, aren't you? Is it really worth it for something from Aldi?
I don't think it is, no.
No.
I do sell Aldi stuff. I do quite a bit of RA there, but I pick it up and buy it.
Yeah,
I've got it in stock.
I'd do that any day, but I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't wait and then go and find it.
It many times I fly through the door from Aldi, and I've thought, oh, that looks good. I'm going to go get them. Never.
I never find anything that comes from them flyers. I think the staff just buy it all.
I think they'll just make it up just to get you in the store.
Yeah.
So they're constantly building new Aldis around me, and because it's like they're in quite rural areas, I can get the stuff, and I don't know why they keep building them. They're building another 2 either end of Wrexham at the minute. I don't know why, but I'm happy. So when Kevin the Carrot Day happens, I've got so many Aldis I can go to that other resellers don't go to either. So like I did last time, all the Aldis had run out of stuff. I was still picking it up at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. I made a killing on Kevin the Carrot Day last Christmas. Jasmine wants us to say hello to Seb. Hi, Seb.
Hello, Seb.
Hello.
Right. Just see the
Matt, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
I've seen some of your pickups recently, and you got some really good stuff from Car Boots.
Yeah.
So do you get there dead early and sort of are one of the first in the back of the cars, or?
No, I don't. There's people that get there before me. Just lately, the last few weeks, I've been really lucky. Yeah, I can't be one of these people that going in the boot like. I did when I picked up the Lego. I was quite lucky with that. I sort of walked back around to the start of the car boot, and the lady was opening the boot, and I saw the Lego sign, and just asked politely like how much it was. But yeah, I get put off by all that. People literally helping themselves out the boot or in the back of the car trying to get it out and that. But now I just normally go around the first couple of aisles. I tend to see where the traders are, try and keep my eye out for them. And then I just make a walk back to the start and just go back around again, because there's some people there that are just after games and things like that. And they're just waiting for the next car to pull up all the time. But the first row probably haven't got all the stuff out the back of the car yet. So yeah, sometimes it's worth going back. I've actually turned up at Car Boots late and come away with more stuff than I thought I'd get.
Yeah, I agree.
Open.
Have you ever been in that situation? And this really annoys me when this happens. When you're on the same loop with another reseller, and he's like 2 steps in front of you, so you go a bit in front of him, and you walk around the whole car boot with this guy or girl or whatever.
That's why sometimes I prefer to. I don't do it very often, but sometimes I prefer to go to a car boot out the area, because then I'm not looking over my shoulder. I don't know who the regulars are, so I can just crack on and just try and pick up what I can.
I think you find I find, because I tend to do a quick look round, and Annabelle doesn't do this. She likes to have a proper look first time. I have a quick scan, and then I do a second loop if I've got time. But I find more stuff on the second than on the first sometimes, for some reason.
You're lucky though, Chris, because you get a lot of indoor car boots. We don't get none of those down here.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's one main one that I go to, but then there is other ones that pop up now and again as well.
So I've had my best pickups ever from a indoor car boot. Picked up a DVD box set for £5 that went for 90 quid, and a game for £2 that went for 45 quid and stuff. For some reason, the resellers seem to focus more on the outside ones. So done really well out of indoor car boots where they've been clashing with an outside one. And I only gone to it because it starts later in the day. I'm too lazy to get up for the early one.
Why did it have to start so bloody early? What is the point of it? I don't understand.
I don't know. Chirk, 5 a.m. start. I can't be bothered going there anymore, because every other reseller for about 45, 50 mile radius is there at 5 a.m. So I ain't going to get anything.
So I keep meaning to go to that one, you know, but I just think, like you say, there seems to be a lot of resellers go there.
There are there's better ones to go to. As you've seen, where you can get top quality boots like these, courtesy of Jeffrey, whatever his name is. Jeffrey.
Have you listened?
Not yet.
Not going to say, Andrew, if you're not going to list them.
They'll sell quick. They will sell quick.
If any of you do see anything on a car boot and you think it's got some value, but you're not quite sure, do you stay like in front of the people and check on your phone? Or because I'm one of these people, I have to walk away and then have a slow little look on the phone and come back. But there's so many people at the car boots I go to, and they're just right in front of the customer, and they're just, you know, holding it in hands and doing it. I can't do that. I don't know why. I just can't do it.
9 times out of 10, I'll just pick it up. I won't even bother looking until I get home.
It depends with me how much it is, you know, how much I'm willing to risk buying it or not. But I'm quite open, like, especially when I go to like the regulars that I go to, because like bowlers in Manchester, a lot of people like are starting to recognise me now there. So I'm just open and honest with people. Like I was stood at a stall the other day, and they had these really nice Disney books, like brand new Turbo, the artwork from Turbo or something. And he had quite a few of them, so he picked them up from somewhere. I'm not sure where. So I just started chatting to him and said, "Oh, you know, how much are they, and where do you get them from and stuff?" And I'd be looking at reselling them if I bought them and stuff like that. And I just scanned them there in front of me. I just said to him, they're worth about £6 or £7 on Amazon. So for £1.50, it's worth it for somebody here, but it's not worth it for me really. To send it up to Amazon. So I gave him a bit of advice and said, you know, why don't you just try and sell them yourself independently? And but I do check, and if anyone asks what you're doing, I'm just honest with it. I don't make up some bullshit story about texting somebody or something. I'll just tell them what I'm doing. I
did miss out on one probably about a month back. It was a little LCD computer game from, I think, the early 80s. It was a grandstand game. It was in a charity shop for £10. Was unsure of the value really, so I went outside, checked it on the phone. It was coming back about 75 quid. Ran straight back into the charity shop and it was gone straight away. Made an excuse up at the lady on the counter. I said, "Oh, have you sold that game?" I said, "I've just gone to draw the money out the bank." And she said, yeah, it's gone.
But yeah.
So,
well, you learn, don't you?
I scan games in the charity shops. I'll scan them in the eBay app straight away.
There's a little town by me where I live in Wolverhampton. There's a little tiny town called Bilston. It seems to be wherever I go in the charity shops there on the main street, I cannot get no reception. So I have to go outside to get reception.
Get you.
I always have a look in charity shops. I'm not afraid to look in there. If somebody comes and says anything, if they don't want my money, then that's fine. I'll go elsewhere. There's loads of people do it. If you ever been over to the States to any of their like thrift shops and Goodwills and that, I was shocked when I went in a Goodwill because there are resellers in Goodwills sat all over the floor, scanning all the books, scanning all the DVDs. It's like there was absolutely no hiding it at all over there. They were literally piling things up on the floor, scanning them one by one, in the basket, not in the basket. That's what they do over there. They're not worried about it at all.
Maybe we need a bit of that, mind you. Actually, maybe we don't need a bit of that because then there'd be no books left for me.
I don't think you're gonna. Do you get much joy with books from charity shops because they all get pre-scanned before they arrive in the shop? You know.
Yeah, I forgot. So well, I've picked up a load that will do well on in my local charity shops, but that's because they know what I want in there anyway, so they're quite happy to keep it. So I went in there on Sunday and he had a pile of games for me and a pile of graphic novels that he put aside. So just did me a bundle there, 25 quid for the lot.
Yeah.
And the value on them will be over 100 quid on eBay easily. So,
but the I think the only chance you've got now with charity shops with the scannable stuff, like the media and that, is when people bring in their donations direct to the shop, and the staff there are not 100% or don't have the scanning ability, because a lot of the time stock gets sent up to central warehouses, and then gets distributed around the network of charity shops. But when they get sent up to the warehouse, they'll get scanned, checked for Ziffit, Music Magpie, Amazon, and all the best stuff gets taken out, and then the rest gets sent to the shops. So you have to be quite lucky, really, with the charity shops now.
Yeah, and I'm definitely fine. So I went to a charity shop a few miles in a town a few miles away from me the other day, and they had a massive cabinet, absolutely full of games. And I thought, this is it. I've hit the honeypot. But every single game there was about 20% less than it goes for on eBay. So they'd obviously looked at the eBay prices and just priced below it. So I said to them, look, I said, I'll quite happily take every game you've got if we can agree, a bundle price for it. I'll give you a big donation. But they weren't for it. So I'll go back there in 3 or 4 months and they still have the same games.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't have scanned for much, but they're still on eBay for a bit and they'll go abroad. But never mind. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
I think we've come to the end of the questions in the chat. I think people are just talking amongst themselves. I think that's probably it. Unless there's anything you guys want to cover, we'll head into wrap up.
Rebecca says, I saw a man scanning old books and his phone screen was blue. What would he have been selling on? Blue screen. That Magpie?
It could be, or it could be that he's using, JC, John Case. He pops up occasionally. Hi, John, if you're watching. He has an app on his phone that has a database of books on, and I'm pretty sure that's got a blue screen that he uses to scan. I'm not sure if he uses that because whatever he uses online doesn't work offline or something. But yeah, NetoScan, I think Aid says. So yeah, there's a few different apps that you can use that aren't necessarily feeding direct into that aren't necessarily Amazon or the eBay or the selling apps. They just help tell you what will give you the best price.
Nikki also says, a random question. Anyone ever thought about volunteering in a charity shop so that you can get first dibs?
No, I don't think I'd ever have the time to do that.
So I do volunteer for a charity, and we do get donations in, and I do get first dibs, but I still pay the price that anyone else would pay. There's no discount or anything for it. So I get first dibs because I'm the first person there at the store to buy it. Unfortunately, do you get much from that, or?
I work for a charity that has 8 or 9 shops, but I'm not allowed to buy from our charity. I don't know what you all think about that.
I'm definitely allowed to buy from ours, but and I do give them some good money for their stuff as well, to be fair. And I've helped them list stuff on eBay as well. So because we do sell on eBay, so give a bit back. But I do know there's a lot of people who work in charity shops that aren't allowed to buy from them for whatever reason. So I just think it's money that's going to the charity at the end of the day. So who does it matter who it comes from?
But you're allowed to buy, but you're not allowed to buy in order to resell, which is
okay.
I'll let you make your own decisions on the logic behind that.
Fair enough. Yeah. All right. Any more questions in the chat? Have I missed any more questions?
I don't think so.
Cool, excellent. All right, we'll wrap up. I usually end these videos by obviously thank you for coming on and asking what your upcoming plans for your YouTube channels are. What videos are due out next? So start off with Car Boot Chris from Cooking the Haydens.
Well, upcoming plans for YouTube. Have you checked out the 60-second tips videos yet?
Yeah, I have. I particularly enjoyed your one about cleaning games. I know that went down very well with reselling community over the pond.
Yeah, well, with one particular person, but never mind. Everyone's entitled to their opinion as long as you do it in the right way. And at the end of the day, any tips that I give people, right, this works for me. It don't necessarily, you don't have to do it. I'm not forcing you to do it, but I'm just telling you what I've done for the last God knows how many years. So if you don't want to do it, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, so 60-second tips. Also, me and Bargain Bell do our reseller ramblings roughly once a week. And then I just do the odd video here and there when I feel that there's something new to add to the game. I don't like really just doing videos for the sake of videos. So I like to just add something new to it. And that's it from me, really.
Fair enough. And there will be later on a link to Chris's channel in the description of this as well. But if you click the 3 dots next to Cooking the Haydens, you can give them a quick subscribe there. And yeah, it's some great content to watch. And those 60-second tips as well, which I found really useful. There's a good one about pit-to-pit measurements the other day. Matt, YouTube plans?
I've got a video coming out probably tomorrow or the next day. It's just going to be the sales from the last month, like the top 10 sales that I've done. I like to do them just so I can keep a check, you know, what months have been good for me, what not, what I've picked up. So yeah, that should be coming out in the next 2 days. Haven't got any more planned just yet. So that'll be the next one.
No worries, brilliant. And I'm Andrew from Money Mental UK, and my next video should be, hopefully, when I get around to doing it, will be my top 10 sales from May, which is how far behind I am, because we'll be in August by the time that comes out. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you've enjoyed the chat. We will be back again for another episode of Reseller Lads. Can't confirm on whose channel or when yet, but do watch the Money Mental reselling group for an announcement, because I'll put it in there. And thanks everyone for joining us. See you all soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.